All right, going to do a fun little experiment here to show you how to make a mix more exciting. This is Jordan here from Hardcore Music Studio. I've pulled up an old session here from 2010 that I mixed, so this is like 7 years ago. And, I was already full-time in the studio. I was like getting paid for this stuff. Did this project with a solo artist and turned out pretty good. It was, good enough to be out there and, part of a, finished record that was being released. But now when I look back, it's 7 years later. Obviously, your skills are always progressing. And I can kind of identify that I was in this kind of safe mindset here with this mix. I'm just going to play a little bit here. I'll play the chorus for you.
What's expected from a broken heart, love? Where you gonna go, child? It's much too late now. You see that smoke cloud rising up, it's your ride. Already goodbye. The whistle still cries. She's calling you from the other side.
So first impression, it's not bad, but I'm going to start digging in here in a minute and show you how we can really breathe some more life and excitement and energy into this mix by just not being so shy and conservative with EQ moves and such. And it's just something that I kind of wanted to demo for you because I talk a lot in my emails, if you're on my email list, and in other videos and trainings and stuff, just about the importance of being bold and using your ears to make your EQ moves and your mix decisions and not, being a slave to what you see on the screen. And you can search for other videos about how, certain EQs, when you're looking at the curve, the graph like this, if you're doing a big boost like that, it just looks wrong and you get scared. And that's why it's important not to use your eyes because you might not push it as far as it needs to go. So I'm just going to start digging into this mix here and try a few things and see if we can kind of just up level it pretty quickly here. So let's go. I think one of the first things we can look at kind of brightening up and making a little more snappy is the snare. Let's look at the second verse. Here's my live snare. Let me ditch this room track for a second. Mute our samples. So just cranking up the top and bottom of the snare a little bit more. Don't need two gates. So now we got that crack now. Check out the chorus. Okay, let's throw in a little more snappy compression. Yeah, that's nice. And then we'll just kind of crank this up with a little bit of distortion on it, some really subtle distortion. So we've eliminated the snare samples and already, to me, it sounds punchier and snappier. This is like this fake drum room reverb track that I created here. Let's see what else we got here. We can definitely throw in a little snare plate here. Normally I'd do a send and return setup, but just for the sake of doing this quickly here, let's just do right on the insert. Brighten up the kick a tiny bit. Okay, another big area we can liven this up is in the acoustic guitars. Let's check out the first verse here.
You vagabond.
Those are some pretty dark acoustics. Let's see what we got going on. Just going to get rid of this L1. I'm actually going to bring it to the end of the chain tape head. I think I had that on just to kind of soak up some of the top end. That's fine. Let's leave that. But the EQ is going to be where we're going to really kind of make these acoustics pop more. So let's check this out.
You vagabond, oh, you run away. You love those faded jeans with the holes in the phrase.
Sounds so much better like that. Let's change this H comp to a CLA 3A. Let's load up the acoustic guitar setting. This will give us a little more attack on our strums on the acoustic. And that kind of compression can kind of create some extra transients, so that's why we're going to just level it off here with the L1. Let's check out this verse now.
You vagabond, oh, you run away.
When I switch this in and out, this is the old mix and this is the new mix. So let's check out the old mix and the verse.
You vagabond, oh, you run away.
New one.
You vagabond, oh, you run away.
See how the new one already sounds more exciting, more clear, and then when you go back to the old mix, it's like this blanket got thrown over top. It's just with a couple simple moves, like brightening the snare, brightening the acoustic, not being so afraid to crank that knob. That's already made a huge difference. And lastly, for this video, we'll check out the vocal here and see if we can get that sounding a little more polished, a little more professional.
From a broken heart, where you gonna
Okay, I'm going to bring the EQ first in the chain, and instead of this H comp, we're going to throw in the 76 here.
from a broken heart, love. Where you gonna go, child? It's much too late now. You see that smoke cloud rising up, it's your ride. Already goodbye. The whistle still cries. She's calling you from the outside.
I'm just trying to get a more in-your-face aggressive tone from the vocal here.
From a broken heart, love. Where you gonna go, child? It's much too late now. You see that smoke cloud rising up, it's your ride. Already goodbye. The whistle still cries. She's your bread is not bread, only crumbs. Your dollar bill's no longer fun. Hey,
And let's brighten it up.
those nights with your cold, cold feet, are you feeling numb? This is your liberty, it's your freedom.
I like hearing the extra breath in there. It just makes it sound a lot more intense and kind of in your face.
Your bread is not bread, only crumbs. Where you gonna go, child? It's much too late.
And reverb wise, I've just got a long plate on here. I'm just going to totally ditch that. Let's actually go to my stereo delay setting here. And basically I'm just going to do an uneven left and right delay here. Whoops, let's make that 220. Zero feedback. Let's put the low pass filter on around 5K.
Where you gonna go, child? It's much too late now. You see that smoke cloud around.
So rather than a kind of boring long plate reverb, now we're going to throw in something that kind of adds some excitement and width to the sides.
Where you gonna go, child? It's much too late now. You see that smoke cloud rising up, it's your ride. Already goodbye. The whistle still cries. She's calling you from the
Harmonies back in.
Where you gonna go, child? It's much too late now. You see that smoke cloud rising. Where you gonna go, child? It's much too late now. You see that smoke cloud rising.
All right, so let's give it a listen again. Let's A/B.
Your bread is not bread, only crumbs. dollar bills no longer fun. Hey, those nights with your cold, cold feet, are you feeling it?
To me, that's like, 10 minutes of tweaking this and just being bolder and more aggressive with the EQ moves, and already it sounds way better, way more polished and professional. I mean, let's check out kind of the very end here.
Where will you go, child? It's much too late now. You see the smoke cloud rising up, it's your ride. Already goodbye. The whistle still cries. She's calling.
It's like you take the blanket off of the mix and it just all of a sudden it just sounds like it's way closer to something you hear on the radio. So that's just kind of a few examples of how we can bring more life to a mix, more energy, just get that polished sound that we're always looking for. I think the main thing that holds a lot of people back is they're just too afraid to, use more aggressive EQ, use more aggressive compression to get the sound they want. And I hope this just gives you some context of what I mean when I'm talking on whether it's other videos or podcasts or emails or whatever, just about being bold and just mixing with your ears. This is just an example of how quickly that can really change and shape a mix. So that's it for this video. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this. Leave a comment below if there's anything that kind of stood out to you. If you're discovering this channel for the first time maybe, or you're not on my email list for some reason already, then definitely head over to makebetterrecords.com. I've got a free mixing cheat sheet there for you, and basically that's just a chart that gives you ideal starting points, or kind of the most common things that will help when you're EQing or compressing typical tracks in a rock mix, so kick, snare, toms, guitars, vocals, etc. It'll tell you the starting point, so you're not just sitting there, thinking to yourself, I know this snare needs something, but I have no idea where to start. This chart will give you a good idea of where to start, because you look at that and say, okay, I'm going to try boosting 8K on the snare, and I'm going to try to boost 200. And by using that as a starting point, you start to hear kind of the common frequencies for each different track, and also compression settings are on there too. So anyway, super useful tool, mixing cheat sheet. Go to makebetterrecords.com. And make sure you hit the like button if you like this, and leave a comment if you had any kind of eye-opening moments watching this. And otherwise, we will see you on the email list and in future content. All right, take care, guys.